one traditional question: who will marry her?
Problem is that here marriage is the ultimate goal in life.
Oh my God. Hello everyone. Welcome back to Simplifying Life with Kashira. I'm thrilled to introduce our exceptional guest for today. The talented, I should say super talented, Sharmin Italiya. As Vice President of Education at Toastmasters and a seasoned training coach, Sharmin actually brings a lot of expertise and insights. I'm super excited to hear her perspective on life and on so many various topics we're going to cover. Sharmin, it's an absolute delight to have you on the show. Welcome.
It's absolute pleasure and honor to be on this podcast, Kashira. Thank you so much for your invite.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad. I recall, Sharmin, I met you in one of the Toastmasters session for the very first time, and the impact you left on my mind that I still cannot forget. I remember it was the start of the meeting. You were busy coordinating with so many things going on to make sure that the room is in order, and you effortlessly coordinated the entire event. You ensured that the full house is there, seamless participation, and I didn't see even a single line of stress on your face. And I was amazed at how is she doing like this, because in situation like this, there's so many things going in the background. You get so worried, oh my God, whether this person is coming or not. I was impressed that how you're able to manage that calmness on your face. I'd love to hear from you. How do you maintain that calmness on your face? Because this is a really powerful thing to have.
I think it is because of confidence in myself and confidence in members. So and in Toastmasters, you know that we have very positive and encouraging learning environment. So even if somebody drops out at last minute, I know that somebody would take up.
Mhm.
Or I know that even if somebody is not there, I can take the dual roles. So maybe because of that, I may be looking calm. But yes, calmness is something like when we see people, calmness is mainly because we know that, okay, I have planned everything in advance. And I know, and I was confident enough that this, like that meeting or any meeting would go well. And we will be able to manage any exigencies.
Having that trust in the
Yes.
team that you're working with, that definitely allows for a lot of comfort level. I think when you're calm and composed, it makes you a better and effective speaker. Has it ever happened with you that you're on stage and there are so many things going on, but because of your calm nature, you manage to collect yourself and you manage to deliver an exceptional talk?
I think it happened during one of the table topics.
Uh-huh.
So I was managing dual roles, and table topic master invited me to speak.
Uh-huh.
So, and the topic was three most important things to manage life, and I think I could deliver a good speech on it because, as I said, we need to have confidence in ourselves and in our team. Teamwork is always a dream work.
Absolutely. And I always encourage people to go slow in the pace of your conversation because it allows you time to think and, yeah, to be able to deliver whatever you want to. What do you think about it? Do you think practicing slow speech can be really powerful?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because it will give you time to organize your speech, organize your thoughts, and when you are clear in your mind, you will use less filler words, and you will be able to deliver the speech with more clarity. Absolutely, it is very much required.
Good. True. And in fact, I have seen that there are so many people who are really good really good with communication, but they still have that kind of imposter syndrome. They'll be like very scared. Maybe I'm not good enough. Is doubting our potential. And I think we can actually handle this imposter syndrome, at least when it comes to speaking publicly, by going slow with our thoughts, slow with our words in our speech, and that can really have a huge impact. Thank you so much for adding your thoughts on that. So I was going through your LinkedIn profile to understand more about your background. I could see that you have been into corporates, multinational companies, and I think you worked with them for good 14, 15 years, if I'm
Well,
not
yes,
wrong. 12
precisely.
years.
Yes.
Ah, lovely. And then I could see something exceptional, which I usually don't see in anybody's LinkedIn profile. You have marked almost 9 or 7 years of parenting break.
Yes.
One, I have to tell you, that is commendable. That's a really striking thing for a person to add it in their profile, because that's a lifelong project, right? A parenting, yeah, just growing kids. It's just a lifelong project. I'd love to understand, from did you get that courage to leave back your 12 years of corporate career and give it all to your parenting?
It was a very tough decision.
Hmm.
I'm very candid with you. It was a very tough decision because from being a full-time working mother to decide to become stay-at-home mother is not easy.
Yeah.
And even for me, that transition was very difficult. It is difficult, and I think it is difficult for any mother. But I took that decision because I thought that my children needed me when they were very young, maybe at the age of 4 or 5. Because when I quit my job, my daughter was 5 years old and my son was 2 years old. And I could see that my daughter had no inclination towards studies, and somehow I could feel that I am missing something as a parent.
Mhm.
And I need to pay more attention to her. And finally, I had to take this tough call, and I just took it because I didn't want to build my career at the cost of their future.
True. Oh, that's very emotional on both the parts, actually, because the kids are so small, and of course we can't expect them to understand.
Yes,
It has to be from the parents' side. Uh,
yes.
and I mean, I don't know how difficult it would have been, but I can definitely understand what you're trying to say. And it's not easy at all. It's not easy to leave a career of 12 years, uh, and in time like today, there are so many people who actually have to take that tough call. Many are able to show courage, and they have that kind of a family support that they're able to take that call. But there are many women out there who, even if they want, they are not able to, because they don't have that kind of a financial support to put the food on the table. And it's a challenging
Yes.
situation.
We need more supportive or maybe more flexible system from
Mhm.
corporates. And I think in
True.
India, still we have a long way to go.
Absolutely. That actually gets me thinking that there's so much to be done when you look at the situations like this, and we cannot ignore it. Women's are so powerful, and they're doing so much in different spheres of life, including the parenting. Okay. And there are so many women in the top leadership in the organization. I have seen a lot of global companies are able to add the IND part, the inclusion and diversity. They are talking about women health, even menopause, maternity break, they're talking about. But in India, I think you're right. I have not seen much of the conversation, especially when it comes to small companies, the domestic companies, the businesses in India. I think this is something we should actively focus on and think about coming up with the ways so that they're able to get that system.
And I think we need more meaningful part-time jobs in India, which at least which working mothers can take it. And at the same time, they can also pay attention to their kids and then they take care of their kids.
Yeah.
Many companies are providing flexi hours, but hardly any company who will which will provide you a good part-time job. I would say good quality part-time job. It is very difficult to get in it.
Another aspect to it that I've seen, women who are in the senior leadership, and when they reach that stage in their life wherein they have to take a decision and make such difficult choices, they just find it so difficult because they know that once they leave, the job will be gone to somebody else. Even when they come back after their maternity break, they will not have the position they had when they went on the break. That creates a kind of a fear, that fear that, okay, somebody will take up whatever I have created till now. And that fear, it's not easy to deal with that. It's not at all easy. You know, like imagining somebody will come and take your position.
See, I was fortunate enough to join the same team after my both maternity leaves.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
Oh, I'd like to put across this thing to people. They should be really conscious about providing equal workspace to female employees and thinking about these things. They're ultimately part of our life.
Exactly. We need people to be more compassionate, and especially corporates and senior
Yeah.
management needs to be more compassionate towards working mothers. See, because even being a working mother is not easy. Once you come back home, you have to take care of your children, your home, and everything. It's
Yeah.
not that you are just working in the office.
True. True.
So I feel that that's why in initial year, if part-time option is provided, then I think most of women can continue their career.
It has to be a very solid partnership, like very
Ex-
equal support, both from the corporate, your employer, and from the family side.
exactly, exactly.
It has to be both the partner and other family members. If you're lucky to have other family members living with you, there has to be equal contribution from everyone. Growing a kid, it takes a village. It's not easy,
Yes.
and people, it's high time that people need to start understanding that if somebody has taken up a decision to have a kid and then grow them and also be able to put the food on the table, they need support.
Nowadays, I think that scenario is changing. It is changing slowly. So nowadays, we
Mm.
can see like lot of many companies are providing hybrid options and online options. So that is a boon for any working mother.
I think it'll be wrong to say, but then I many times say this, Sherman. Thanks to COVID, the
Yeah.
world realized the
Yes.
potential of hybrid working. World realized that how effective it could be and that it is possible. As you say that, any situation that comes in our life, it teaches us a lot of things. And COVID definitely, it was detrimental to health for so many people, but it taught us so many different ways of living life.
I agree with you. Totally agree with you.
And on that note, Sherman, I'd like to understand from you. You have a family, kids that you're growing, and the hard choices that you have made in your life, and that there are so many women who are still struggling with such situations and decision making. If you have to give one piece of advice to women, somebody who feels overwhelmed by full time parenting or balancing the work and life, what is it that you'd like to tell them?
I would like to tell them create a strong and robust support system at home if possible, and continue working
Mhm.
so that you don't have any career break, because this too shall pass. Your kids will grow, and after a certain age they may not need your as much time as they needed when they are too young. So later on you can concentrate more on your work, more on your career. Initially you may have to go slow on your career path, but definitely you will catch up later on.
Yeah, I like that part. Keep working, don't give it up.
Yes, don't give it up.
And yeah, and you're actually so right in saying that, once kid grows up, and that is a feeling of being left out. So many women face. Yeah, after a few years, you start feeling that, oh, I've got nothing to do. I don't know how should I describe that feeling.
Yes. I think it is called emptiness syndrome.
Void, that emptiness, that loneliness. And maybe this is a reason a lot of women in such kind of scenarios they get into depression. There's so many mental issues people go through. So important to have that belongingness at the same time to have the identity for yourself, that who are you, other than being a mother, who are you? Unless that person just wants to do that. A lot of women, I would say including people in my family, who wants to just be a mom, a wife, a good daughter. They don't want to be in the workplace, and I think which is absolutely good. If that is something you have planned for yourself, kudos. And I would say I should appreciate that this is a decision you took and you are going on the same track. But for people whose plan is to have an identity for themselves, they should definitely continue working and make sure that they don't lose themselves.
Yes. See, whether you are a homemaker or you are a working mother or work or a maybe you are a wife or daughter-in-law or whatever, you should never lose your individuality.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, in our country, people feel that once you are a wife or a mother or a daughter-in-law, then you have to put them first, means before yourself. It's okay. I understand that we need to work selflessly for our family. But then what about you? What about your self-care?
Yeah.
So self-care, self-love, self-compassion, and self-acceptance is very important. Unless and until we are full, how can we give it to others? I mean, see, you can't fill glasses with empty jug.
True.
First, you need to fill yourself with love, compassion, acceptance. Then only we can give them to others. And I think the worst thing I have seen across across my family or friends or neighbors, when people don't understand the difference between self-care and selfishness. When as a woman, if you want to do something for yourself, people feel that you are selfish. But there is a very thin line of demarcation between being a selfish and taking care of yourself.
True.
So I feel self-love, self-care, these are very important aspects of your life. And you should never ignore them at any cost.
Oh, that's so true. And somehow that got me thinking how I've always seen my mother. So I come from a very conservative family. I've always seen her through tough times. She has been that person who is the real example of putting everybody else first and not doing anything for yourself. She got married very early in her life. Nobody bothered. She didn't get enough opportunity to study or do anything. I just love to talk about her that she was so pretty. She was so beautiful, smart, and intelligent. I was so proud to have her in my life. Oh, she was not highly educated. I think she did just the high school or something, and she was married. She had that common sense that she was able to make good judgments. And she was always the one who was like, okay, if somebody is sick, she's running here and there, she's cooking food, she's doing things. I used to feel that I don't want to grow up like that. I don't know if I call it a selfishness. I don't know what I used to think. Even when I was a kid, I when I recall, I don't know how I managed to think all those things. I used to think that I don't want a life like my mother, because she was always thinking about others and she was always sad. She had the, I would say, audacity, a place where women are not given enough opportunities. She had the audacity to make sure that her daughters get educated in one of the best schools in the city. And I am the product of her hard work. Whatever she planned for me, she wanted me to be a doctor, though that could not happen. but I love to talk about her and share my stories through my words. And that is all possible because she managed to get me the education that can teach me a good communication, that can teach me what is English language, that could teach me and give me the exposure to talk to people. And I feel so proud of it.
Yeah, heads off to your mother.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You see, we learned many things from our parents.
True.
Sometimes we feel that, children don't understand. See, children are innocent, but they are not fool.
I really like that.
They are innocent, but they are not fool. They understand the situation.
Yeah.
And even like whatever our parents suffered, we don't want to suffer in the same way, right?
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of you that have always been rebellious enough to move out of your comfort zone and grow in your life. Kudos to you.
I love the word rebellious. Yes, I like to relate with that. Thank you so much.
See,
Thank you.
you need to be I think only rebels can bring change in the world.
True. True.
Means when I say rebellious, I'm not talking about violence and all. We need to rebellious in a good way also. Even to bring good changes, you need to be rebellious and you need to question the societal norms.
True. To add to that, being rebellious has its own challenges because as you rightly said, spot it on 100%. I am a real rebel. My entire family, especially my in-laws, they're living with it. I'm sure that they never expected their daughter-in-law to be like me. But then, yeah, slowly they are coming to the terms with it that, okay, she has an own individual personality and she has her own thought process. I always advocate about that there is a line in every relationship, okay? Be it personal, professional, between your friends, between husband and wife, there has to be a space and there is a line that nobody can cross. People find it difficult to assert their lines, to assert their boundaries, either due to lack of confidence that, oh, if I'll say that, people will think wrong about me, worrying too much about what others will think. And same reason in the family, they'll think that, oh, I'm very rude and this and that, all the negative stuff.
See, spot on. I think in our country, we think more about others than ourselves. Log kya kahenge, what will people say?
Yeah.
So when we stop seeking validation from others, we can live our life freely. When you are true at your heart, when you are pure at heart, and you know that you are doing the right thing within your values, and I would say dharma. When I say dharma, I'm talking about responsibilities. Then why do we need to bother about others?
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So the main problem is that I think we have, maybe it is in our upbringing or it is in our social setup is like that we always feel what others would say. And I think there we lose everything. So we need to curb this thinking. And that's what we need to teach our children as well.
And as we say that the culture, it flows from top to bottom. Being a parent, what you show to your kids, they follow that, right? They follow in your shoes. That has a huge impact. If you want to teach the next generation that you need to assert boundaries, we have to start asserting boundaries for ourselves and show them, what do I stand for? What do I believe in? And why it is important for me to ensure that other person believe what I believe in, to have that kind of a line and communicate. That is so important.
Yeah, because even as a parent, you are a leader.
Yeah.
You are leading your children.
Exactly.
Yes. My daughter plays football and she's a part of school football team. So normally they have practice in the afternoon, and because of that, she has become little 10. So then I heard from many people that she's become very 10. I said, it's okay. she can regain her skin color. But the sports, any sports, help you build your personality. It boosts your confidence. And these things she would never be able to learn. So let her do. It's okay. So we need to go beyond the societal norms and think about our children. And why should our children have any complex related to their skin color or appearance? They should be comfortable in their skin and they should be comfortable with their appearance. See, self-acceptance is not just for ourselves. We need to teach them self-love, self-acceptance, and self-compassion. I think it's important for any human being.
Very true. Exactly. And this is not the age for them to worry about such things. They need to focus on the
Exactly.
sport.
Yes.
It's their time to learn and grow and do things. And again, what you rightly said, that society is there and they themselves are mentally conditioned to behave in certain way that they keep poking. So I'm sure your daughter is blessed that she has a mother like you who has that strong level of clarity and understanding. That you're able to stand up for herself where she requires support. Okay, a little funny, but I remember how my mother used to get affected. My family, mostly my cousins and my two sisters as well. So we are three sisters. Everybody's like fair complexion. I'm the only one who is a little dusky. Okay, and I can't name how many things we have applied on my face. So many things. And every time I used to come back from school, even my aunts and all these people used to gather at home, they'll be like, oh, she's going very dark. She's going very dark. Stop her from going out. Stop her from doing sports. I used to do a lot of things in activities in school, like taekwondo and basketball. So many things were there, and I used to participate. Yeah, same thing. Oh, she's going dark. She's going dark. Look at this person. Look at this person. And that one traditional question, who will marry her?
See, the problem is that here marriage is the ultimate goal in life.
Oh my God,
People feel that
seriously.
marriage is the ultimate goal in life, and people don't think beyond the marriage.
True, true.
Marriage is not the ultimate goal in life. There are
It
many
used
things.
to be. It used to be, when I was a kid. And so this was the problem from my relatives and everyone, that who will marry me? I'm getting dark. And the other thing, my grandparents had problem because, as you said, I had that rebellious seed when I was a kid. I used to speak up for anything which was wrong. I was little kid, but I used to come up and fight for my mother. I used to come up and say things what was going wrong. So my grandmother, she had huge problems with me, and she was like, you talk so rude, you don't know manners. Who will marry you? What will you do when you'll go to your in-laws place? I am a real product of going through all these traumas, Sherman. I have grown thinking about these things, that who will marry me. I am dark, I am rebel, I am rude, I don't have manners.
You are not dark.
God knows.
You are not dark.
No, I'm telling you, this is what people think. I'm really glad that today's generation, new parents, they are really being very conscious. And with due respect to people who are old in this system of society, parenting, there are many people who want to learn the new culture and who want to keep the pace with the new generation. There are many people who are doing that. I am really feeling grateful about it, that there are so many new generation who are getting great support from them. But for people who are not doing it and who are stuck in that stigma, a humble request, if you ever cross our conversation, please think about it. Think about yourself and think about your kids, your society.
When my daughter was in grade 2, I sent her for overnight school trip.
Uh-huh.
It was in Silvassa. So, and she was 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So many parents of even elder children ask me, why are you sending her? So I said, I'm not sending her on war front. I'm just sending her for a school trip. It was an education trip. You won't believe, Kashira, I had labeled her all the stuff. She got her all the stuff back properly. She stayed, she managed everything. And when she came back from the trip, and when, like, while getting down from the bus, she told me, Mama, I will go next year also.
Wow.
So we need to support our children, and we need to make them confident. Otherwise, how will they face the world?
True. Very true. I connect with each and everything that you're saying, and I am thoroughly enjoying our conversation today, Sharmin. I mean, I knew there's gonna be some interesting chat, but I didn't expect that we're going to talking about so many things. And I just feel that it's like never-ending chat. Everything you are saying, I'm able to think of some incidents from my childhood and from my life, and it's just never-ending thing. And I'd love to keep talking about it, but I have to be conscious of your time as well. Understand we have a schedules ahead to follow. So I am going to end this conversation with a final question to you. We have talked about so many things. And like just to summarize for everyone, we have talked about parenting in today's world. We've talked about the societal stigma. We've talked about how the corporate, especially the new companies within India, they need to focus on equal workspace for female employees. Think about them, be more sensitive. How we need equal participation from the family as well, and how to have a strong team in which you can instill trust and confidence. And to conclude it, Sharmin, I'd like to understand from you because we've spoken about Toastmasters, we have the Toastmasters relation. I'd like to understand from you, or let's say one final piece of advice that you can share with the audience who are going to listen to us, that one, what Toastmasters bring to them, because I would really love for the world to know that there is a community that can help you in overcoming your fear, in dealing with your fears of public speaking. So, from you, as you have been the Vice President Education multiple times in Toastmasters, so an expert advice at what it can bring to people. Toastmasters. Second thing, if you could please cover a little bit more about how can they be more confident in being better at social gathering. And if there is anything else that you'd like to add from yourself to the people who are going to listen to us or see us in our video conversation.
Toastmaster is a great platform, and it helped me to improve my communication and leadership skills. It definitely helps to boost your confidence, and I think it was a great opportunity to network with people from different walks of life. I would advise who want to improve their communication and leadership skill. Toastmaster is the best platform to join, and I would advise them to join so that they can improve on these skills. And you are a fabulous speaker, so you know public speaking, or rather speaking in any gathering, or maybe communicating. Many times people face problem in communicating one to one or communicating with strangers. So when you join Toastmaster, you will be able to overcome almost all these fears because it gives you experience, live experience, and plus it provides you very positive learning experience, so that you are motivated to improve yourself and keep learning.
I echo with each and every word that you've said because I've experienced it. Like I said, everybody has their own fears. Let's not shy away anymore from our fears, and there is a platform for you to deal with it. Thank you so much, Sharmin. I am so grateful that we did this conversation today, and I really value your entire time that you have been on this call and shared your life insight. I just loved this conversation. Thank you so very much, and I look forward to speaking again maybe very soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kashira, for providing me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
My
And even I
pleasure.
would love to converse more on other aspects of life whenever you want.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely.
looking forward to it.